Yeah, sorry, I haven't got the NHS app. Have you got a piece of paper and a tiny little wooden pencil, and also a pint of Coke, pints of lager, and a little tiny Coca-Cola Zero for the little one? Thank you. Oh, that was very cultured.
Thank you very much.
That was nice.
Thank you very much.
That was really, I don't know, that was just pleasant.
Pleasant?
Some may say.
Some may say. Well, are you being culturalist?
No.
Anyway, Joseph.
Yes. Welcome back to A Few Scoops. I'm introducing it this week, and there's a really good reason for it.
There better be.
Don't like this.
It is the 1st of June today, which is the start of Pride Awareness Month. So, happy Pride Awareness Month, everyone.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to introduce it.
Two things to this.
Happy Pride Awareness, John.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Awareness.
Thank you.
Especially being part of the community. Very happy Pride Awareness.
Thank you.
Secondly, though, you just revealed to all our listeners that we record these before the day they go out.
Well, we reveal that actually with my introductions of it is National Say Something Nice Day.
Yeah.
If you Google that, it will say it's the 1st of June, but this ain't going to
I've
So
said
say something nice.
I've said before that they are recording. Nice. Something nice. Ha.
Joe, I really like the idea of you.
Thank you. You have such great taste in moisturizer brands,
I don't use moisturizer.
but you have great taste in the brands. Cheers, boys, to episode 9.
Episode 9. Cheers. Now, once again, if you haven't watched us before or just like listening to our names, my name is Tom.
My name is Dan.
And I have a speech impediment, but no one ever believes me, Joseph Benham.
So, gentlemen, how are your days?
My day has been splendid. My weekend, I was horrendously ill. Thought I had COVID again. Luckily,
Did you?
tested negative on the Sunday.
See what you did there?
Tested negative on the Sunday, but I was gravely ill. Because Friday I was fine. Woke up Saturday, I was like, I am like, well, it was
Speaking
very
of
early Saturday morning.
Speaking of COVID and just rolling into our news, that today, 1st of June,
Zero.
is the first day of 0 cases.
No, not
Well done.
zero
No.
cases.
Zero
Zero
deaths.
COVID deaths since
Sorry, zero
March
deaths.
2020
Well
in
done,
the United
UK.
Kingdom.
Well done.
However,
We've done this together. Well done, Tom.
Cheers, mate.
Well done, John.
Cheers, pal.
you. Oh wait, hang on. No,
There you go. That
it's
was
like ring
fantastic.
the roses. This.
Brilliant.
I don't think we
brilliant,
clicked last
brilliant.
week as well. That last week was 2 months.
It was.
8 weeks. Now we're on 9.
8 weeks.
But some months have 5 weeks. Some months have 4 weeks.
How do people feel spending 2 months of their lives listening to these idiots?
Why'd you,
If we
I
judge it
can't
by the
believe you just
TikTok
pointed at
comments,
Jess and
not very
Katie.
well.
That was so rude.
Listening to these idiots. Breathe heavily behind the cameras. Right, news. Have we got any news,
I
boys?
certainly do. And we've talked
Lovely.
about one monumental time in 9 weeks of the podcast.
Yeah.
I've got another one.
Oh.
The Mars
Segued.
Perseverance rover has spent 100 souls on Mars.
Oh.
Nice. I've got a space one as well.
Nice
Proceed.
little to space. We all nodded for those listening.
I didn't.
You did.
So
I looked up.
I just thought we'd
down.
look back on some of the things they managed to achieve in the last 100 days.
Let's have a look back.
Joe's looking back into space there, the dark abyss of space.
Where have all the stars gone?
So it's the obviously it carried the Ingenuity helicopter.
Did
as
helicopter with the stamp-sized piece of the Wright brothers
Yeah.
plane. Mhm.
It was the first manned flight on the planet,
was.
on any planet other than Earth, which
yeah.
is incredible. It did so well. They only planned 5 flights, and they've extended the program. They're going to do more than 5
Oh.
because it was that successful.
They're gonna do
Ingenuity or
6.
Yes, the Ingenuity. The rover's there for the long haul. The Ingenuity, they weren't sure whether it would actually fly. They weren't sure whether it would actually fly, so they only planned 5 flights. It's done really well, so they're extending the testing. It reached a height of 10 meters and flew 129 meters to a new landing spot, which...
I reckon I can jump higher than 10 meters.
Yeah, I was going to say, all the NASA scientists are punching the sky here.
On
it doesn't
Mars.
sound that impressive.
What's the gravity like on Mars?
I don't know. I've not
Is
asked
it weaker or stronger?
I think it's
Weaker.
It's further
'cause
away
it's-
from
So
the
you
sun.
could jump 10 meters.
It's not to do with
the gravity's
It's
weaker.
not.
Maybe more like a...
It's not to do with
No.
how
Sorry.
far away from the sun it is.
Before
It's
we
about
get
how
off this,
how large
yeah, this
the
guy's
planet
saying
is.
it's further away from the sun. It's nothing to do with it. It's
yeah,
the
well,
size
it
of
has
the.
to do
makes
with
it soul
I was
longer.
just making a point. Water's wet and
Yeah,
pigs don't fly.
Yeah, gravity's weaker. It's further away from the sun. The sky's blue. Some buildings made of concrete. Just naming facts.
No,
I like it.
I know. Go on, carry on with your.
So one last fact. I'm just bombarding you with space facts
this
this
is
week.
good.
We've got a number of weeks where we've not had a nod to space. So I'm
We
trying
haven't.
to
Make up for it.
compensate.
Make it quick.
It's got a laser on the Perseverance rover that can scan like rocks and geometry to get a better idea.
To go,
It's
yeah, that's a rock.
That's so
Yeah,
sciencey.
exactly.
Is it like a?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
a
thought when they
cliff.
said a laser, they were meaning like infrared lasers.
Yeah.
But it's an actual laser. Like there's pictures
Yeah, it
of
cuts
the
it,
rocks.
doesn't it?
Yeah, where there's holes in the rock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where it's actually cut in, and then they can get a better idea of.
Wow.
For everyone
the
listening,
construct
Daniel's
of
currently
it.
showing Thomas a picture of
It's
it.
a hot laser.
It is, and you can see it
It's
on
a
the
ray
NASA
gun.
website as well.
That's what. Oh, this is where ray guns start.
So I got
You can tell Elon Musk has been involved in NASA for a while now, haven't you?
Yeah.
What about if we put lasers on spaceships, guys?
I got another space thing. So I'd like to think people have heard of dark matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Astronomers on the 27th of May, well, that's when the article's from, created the largest map of the universe's dark matter. It's actually been pictured, even though it's invisible. They've
How
managed,
did they know they got a picture of it if it was invisible?
because the telescope that they use, if I recall, it's sort of like it just maps it out. I don't know how it does it. It's just sciencey.
Using.
Doesn't this scare you sometimes about science, though? Like, the only proof we have that is a picture of dark matter is some guy that's
Someone going,
invented the telescope.
That's dark
gone,
matter.
Well,
dark matter.
well,
It's actually like a nude selfie, and he's
Yeah,
just
all
put
he done was leave
contrast
the lens
really
cap
low.
on the front.
He put the contrast really low. It's dark matter.
So here's how it works. Astronomers are able to map the existence of dark matter by looking at light traveling to Earth from distant galaxies. If the light's been distorted, it means there's matter in the foreground, bending the light as it comes towards us. And then it uses artificial intelligence to analyze
You
images.
sound like you're reading instructions to a board game you've never played before.
Astronomers are
people who have
able
also
to map
never-
the existence of dark matter by looking at
know,
light
and-
traveling to Earth.
No, you hang on. You only get 200 once you've passed the dark matter, not when you're on the dark matter.
Let me read it first. Let me understand it before I explain it to you. Come on. Shh.
No.
We'll figure it
You
out
don't
as
need
we
to
go.
see
We'll
it.
figure it
You
out
don't
as we
need to
go.
see
Supposed
it.
to have 3 dice. Why is there only 2?
No, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And actually, they thought it would be a lot more clumped together than it was. So you've got this guy who was like,
I love how scientific that. Yeah. We thought it was going to be really clump.
yeah, so that's what they're saying. And like Albert Einstein's protege was like, my entire life's work could be rendered basically useless because it basically disproves or could disprove Einstein's theory of not relativity, like one of the rules that Einstein coined about physics.
Risky take.
And the guy was like, this could threaten my entire life's work. This could jeopardize everything I've ever done.
Gutted.
And then this other guy on the news was like, oh, but this is great because physicists love it when, you know, our understanding of the universe is different. Then it cut to this guy and he was like, my entire life's work is jeopardized. It was well. They cut it together
closed his laptop.
so poorly.
Now, that was a bit of a I was today years old, and I would want to keep it on the aeronautical field, but on this planet. Thanks so much. Thank you. Would you like some more? Well, that was almost, and I was today years old. So I would like to roll into that, please. And thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to keep it in the aeronautical field, but on this planet. And I have got some interesting facts about planes. We all like planes. We've missed them.
TikTok likes planes as well, from what we can tell.
And we've missed them incredibly. So I thought I would kind of get you into the feel of flights that are up and coming. Now, imagine you're boarding a plane. Okay, you're walking up the gangway or up the stairs, and you reach the door, and there's the air crew, the cabin crew there waiting.
The air crew.
Before we go
welcome
any
you.
further, can I point? Do nothing but the exact same thing, regardless of where your seat is, unless you're first class. Can you see your ticket? Yeah, straight down there. Can see your ticket? Straight down there. Can see your ticket? Straight
funny
down there.
you've said that. Now, there's a reason they do that.
Sorry.
There's a reason you do that. And it's to buy themselves a little bit of time. Because when you're boarding a plane, you may see the cabin crew actually looking you up and down as you board. Kind of not, and you're not. They're not checking you out.
They always do it to me, man.
They're not kind of going, oh, look at them.
That's why I always wear my tightest pants.
They're actually checking for the ABPs, the able-bodied persons. So they're looking for other pilots, people in military uniform, or like a firefighter uniform, or nurses, doctors, or people who can contribute to aid in an emergency. So they know where they're sat. And they can grab them.
Hang on. You missed someone there. You missed a profession. They're also looking for forklift drivers.
Oh, professionally certified, international
certified
forklift drivers. Wow.
That's the one.
Do you actually show
So
that?
that's why they stop and check your ticket.
So they know where you sat?
No way.
And I always hold my forklift certificate underneath and go, I didn't know I was a forklift driver.
And they go,
back page
and they
of your
go, are you
passport.
all right sitting by the emergency exit?
And they go, oh my God. Just in case the plane stops, in case a pilot passes out, we've got someone who can now fly it.
Yeah.
He's used to steering 8 tons of metal. I'm sure you can open an airplane door.
What's 800 tons?
How,
Talking in the pilot seat.
How different can something that's in the air with loads of people on it be?
Exactly.
I can't
And
hit
we
any
all
walls
know-
while I'm in the
Well,
sky,
exactly,
can I?
Yeah, you can't.
Well, you could.
All right.
You could.
Okay. All right. Stop it now.
I'm not the Wright brothers' parents.
I want to furthermore this fact with another little cheeky snippets. Now, rather than it being the entrance to a plane, the boarding, it is now the offboarding, offloading. What do they call it?
Offloading, isn't it?
Isn't offloading only when you've got like a unruly passenger? Don't people just on board the plane?
What's it called?
On board.
When
It's
you-
not called onboarding.
What is it actually
I'm
called?
gonna-
What's it called?
I'm going on Go Ugly.
I'm getting
What
last from
is
behind the
it
camera here
called?
What's it?
from a
Get
professional
off a
traveller. What's it
plane.
called, Jessica?
Okay. Yeah, disembarkation.
Disembarking from behind the camera.
Look at that.
Thank
She was
you.
on it.
Disembarkation.
Okay, so
That's
when
crazy.
you are disembarking or the disembarkation of a flight, there's a secret code that the crew use to identify someone they find attractive.
2319.
No. So, when you're walking on, they're checking you out. They're looking to see if you're able-bodied on the way out. They're like, we don't care anymore.
it a
Not
slap on
our
the
problem. It's not. So as you all walk out of the plane, stop it. As you all walk out the plane, like, thank you, thanks for flying with us. Yeah, bye, thanks, great. Have a
And then
nice
they-
holiday.
Oh.
Cheerio. And when they say cheerio, all of the cabin crew know that means I think that person's attractive.
Piss off.
That's I refuse
I've
to
had a
believe that.
Cheerio on a plane.
No, you haven't.
Right, so now we know it's definitely
Oh,
bollocks.
it's definitely
Genuinely
not
have.
true then. We'll fact check that one.
I love that. Pilot's like, yep, have a great holiday. Bloody hell, look at her. Yes, have a lovely holiday. Yes, have a one. Look at her ass.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
did not know
amazing.
that.
I refuse to believe Cheerio is the...
Cheerio.
Now you know.
Well, speaking of wasting time, I'm going to keep it on the topic of wasting, but not wasting time, environmental waste instead. Yes, I'm going David Attenborough on you now. Did you know?
Podcast studio, a bastion of facts.
Did you know how long it takes for some items to disintegrate?
Are we talking like plastic? Because it can take upwards of 50 years, right?
Talking about all sorts. So, like your papers, like 2 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Cardboard's a few months.
Let's guess.
So, plastic bags.
At least 12 days.
I would say at least a minute.
Well, you're both right.
Do it.
Do you want to take a guess closer to what the actual time frame is?
378 years.
I think...
No idea.
Is that too high or too low?
Way too high. This is a plastic
Too high.
bag.
It can be like 50 years, right?
10 to 20.
10 to 20. Nice.
What about a disposable diaper?
Diaper, nappy.
Is this
Yeah.
if this is just
Disposable
thrown?
nappy.
nappy?
Just thrown in the waste?
Yeah.
Can't it?
Is it used?
I really don't know.
Because I would like to think that the human fecal matter would contribute to the biodegrading.
I'm going to assume that doesn't. That will degrade itself.
It can-
but the diaper itself, how long does that
Can't
take?
it take like a ridiculous amount of time? Like something like 5 years, 6 years?
450 years.
Wow.
450
Is it
years.
because of all the stuff that's in it that soaks
Sorry, did you hear
everything
me?
I'm
up?
assuming
Did you hear
it's
me
the
whisper
elastic.
at least before I said 5 or 6 years?
I'm assuming it's the elastic in it.
yeah.
What about a fishing line? which naturally end up in the water all the time because of what people do
A
with them.
million years.
No.
1,000
600 years.
Well, that's the rubbish.
How do they
I said
know
a million.
this? I refuse to believe someone went fishing 600 years ago and then someone saw it and
Yeah,
went.
how do they prove that?
And went,
Because
watch this.
science,
Watch
guys.
this, guys. That's been there 599
No, yeah,
years.
yeah.
In 5 minutes, it will have been 6. Look, it's gone. You see? 600
it's
years.
like when they
Yeah, but
found
they
that
can
shark.
speed up the process, can't they, to run tests? Like
So-
they
so
can,
what you're saying is-
simulate it.
Time travel exists.
It does. It's like when they found that shark and they said it's the world's oldest shark. It's like 500 years old. Like, how did they do that? Like, cut it in half and count the rings. Like, how do they know? How do they know it's 600
Probably
years
the
old?
Japanese. They'll have made something with
This
it afterwards.
is the oldest shark alive. Allow us to prove it. Shh. Oh, wrong shark. Whoops.
It's no longer
Not as old as we thought it was, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a fun thing. Did you know
What's your fun thing?
a sphere doesn't have to be spherical? Let that sink in,
Hang on.
because that sink's been at the door for a very long time. So let that sink in. So, a rouleau triangle is a sphere formed from the intersection of 3 circular discs. So it's a triangle.
Am I going to lose sleep over this?
You are?
I'm going to lose sleep over this.
Possibly.
aren't
So it's a triangle that's like it's warped, so all the edges meet.
It's a normal triangle, and then the way you could draw one is draw a triangle, and then from each point draw a curve, a perfect curve from point to point, and that's a rouleau triangle. And you can 3D print them, and because it's a shape of constant width, you can put a flat object on the top of one or two of them, roll it along, and even though it's not spherical, the item will roll flat.
So it's like those.
It won't be bumpy.
Remember in school when you had those little coloured bean bags that you used to throw?
No.
Do you not? Does no one know about these?
Yeah.
I'm getting nods from behind the camera.
Yeah, well,
they
Hey,
were
don't
the,
join in on this.
they were the same. They were like a pyramid, but with rounded edges.
So
They weren't a ball, but they also weren't like pointed edges.
Technically, it was a ball.
I
as we've
know.
just discovered.
I know what you
no,
mean.
no sphere.
I know what you mean. But yeah, so they technically roll like on the edges slightly, but because they're of constant width, whatever is on them will roll like that it's on a sphere. Really, really cool.
That is so
So yeah,
cool.
there's a
It
fun
is.
thing. Spheres. I live in constant fear of triangles.
Well, continuing with the mind-boggling topics, we're going to swiftly move on to an Is It Just Me That Wonders? And this, you may have heard it if you're a Marvel fan. It's the Ship of Theseus paradox. And for those that don't know, the Ship of Theseus was an ancient Greek paradox that was established. And it basically said that over time, this Ship of Theseus, every plank and every mast in the ship was replaced.
Yeah.
Yet it still remained the same ship. It's still the Ship of Theseus, is
Yes.
it? And is it? And if it isn't, at what point is it not the Ship of Theseus?
You can-
Yeah, what makes it the Ship of Theseus? The what it's made of,
the actual wooden plank.
or the history of it.
You can
Or the shape,
simplify
the
this.
model
You can
and
simplify this. You buy a broom, a wooden broom. The handle snaps. You replace the handle. A couple of weeks later, the head breaks. You replace the head. It's no longer the same broom. But technically, is it the same broom? Because you replace the handle first, and then you replace. So you can. But the ship thing's cool.
But if that is the case, though, does that stop being the same broom the moment you remove that handle, the broken handle?
It's a good. Well, it's
It's
a paradox, Tom. There is no answer.
if you're
Where
gonna-
you
if
draw
you-
the line, isn't it?
We're all
Because
winding away our finite time before the grave.
you would make the argument that it is what it is, as long as there is one part of it left. So arguably, if you replace the handle and kept the base of the broom and the screws, it's still the same broom.
So-
then you replace the base of the broom and keep the handle and the screws. The screws are still the original ones. So there is still a part of it
So you're
that is
telling
the
me
original item.
the Ship of Theseus, everything is replaced apart from the hinge of a door.
So at that point,
And then you change that hinge and it's no longer the Ship of Theseus.
technically, yes. There is nothing left of that ship that was that ship.
This is a paradox, boys. We're never going to answer it.
No, we're not. Well, linking on.
Let's keep going round.
No,
and round
well,
on
let me
this.
give you another one. Very similar ideology.
I thought it was cool.
Now, regarding the ship of Theseus, the same could be said about the human body. Because the human body, it replaces, well, every cell in its body replaces itself
I see where you're
every
going with
7
this,
to
yeah.
10 years. Basically, old cells die and they're replaced by new cells. And the only one that doesn't actually, a little bit of an I was today years old when I learned, the only cells that don't replace themselves are the core of the lens of your eye. So you're always looking through the same eye. But anyway, so you say the ship of Theseus is a different ship or different broom after everything's been replaced. Well, what about the human body? Am I still Tom Mills, born in Stalybridge, 1996? Now, in 2021, after my body has replaced itself nearly 2.5 times.
But a lot of people say that the eyes are the gateway into a human soul, and you've just said your eyes never change.
That's the only part that doesn't change.
So in theory, yes, you are still
But
the
that's
same
if
Tom.
you're a believer of souls.
You are never the same person as you were yesterday. You're always learning.
I've grown.
You're always growing. So
Thank you.
you're always changing.
And I hadn't experienced that yesterday.
You're never the same
We
person.
had a moment there.
You know, like
Do you
this
guys
is
want me to
this
leave?
is the
Like-
third time in a week I'm going to say this, but like Master Uguay said, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift, and that's why it's called the present.
Nice.
You've said that for 3 weeks in a row.
Nice.
No, it's the third time this week that I've said it.
That.
And we're only on Tuesday, so you were crammed
Since
that in.
That's
Sunday,
beautiful.
yeah, literally. It's
I'm
cool,
going to
isn't it?
get that on a plank of wood and put it on the wall. Quoting there. Next to my live
Just
laugh,
a piece
love
of-
posters.
just you live off up poster.
Just a piece of 2x4, just bang, nailed to the wall, Sharpie. Running out of space at the end, trying to really scribble it down.
I don't normally bring Is It Just Me That Wonders to the table because I don't tend to wonder about
Don't, and it's
many
infuriating.
things. Yeah, I know, but you know, I don't get called dumb in the TikTok comments, so
I don't think I do either. I think
No, that's a good point,
Mr.
actually.
Benham over there.
I've never been called dumb. Not by anyone who's ever gone on to
The TikTok comments
eat solid food.
contain a lot of the guy on the left.
So I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine the other day.
9-9.
It's an incredible show.
Not a doctor.
And there was a line in it that really got me, and it made me wonder how much history do you need to know to convince someone you are well versed in a particular history topic? And I'll give you
More than everybody else in the room.
But do you? You
I
just
don't-
need
you
to
don't
prove
need-
that you're well versed. So I'll give you the
you don't need to
example
know
of where it
more
came
than
from
everyone
in the
else
show.
to be well versed in a topic.
So the thing that got me thinking about it was I saw on Twitter the other day just a meme while I was scrolling through, as you do, and it was a snippet from a Brooklyn Nine-Nine show, but they changed the content of it.
9-9.
How'd you know that?
Yeah,
You sure it wasn't something he said in the show?
100% sure, mate. 100%. And the meme says, I'm an expert in French history, and the girl goes, oh yeah, name 15 kings, and he just replies with Louis,
Ah.
because there's been 15
So
King
many
Louis.
Louis, yeah.
Was there 15 or was that at least 15? Just a
It
question.
was actually 27 to be exact.
I genuinely don't know.
I am an expert.
I don't think there's
in
more
French
than
history.
15, is there?
I don't know.
How many kings of France were called Louis?
We need a team of researchers behind the camera to do this with little earpieces that can radio through to us.
There were 18 French kings named Louis.
Wow. There you
Really
go.
lazy. Really lazy.
Aren't they? I mean, it's just a pop. It's like if you know the Johns of the world and the John Smiths and you know all them kind of.
How many John
infiltrated
Smiths
the royal
actually
family.
are there?
I reckon many.
Do you
I
know
think there's a
why
lot, but
Smith was the most common surname at one point?
It was because. Can I answer this? I
you
think
know
I know.
why it is?
I think I know.
Let's
it
see
was.
if you know.
Was it to do with professions?
Yes.
Yes. So people
yes, of
called Smith were
course.
blacksmiths, right?
No,
Oh,
that's not it.
Blacksmith, woodsmith.
So during the war,
During the war.
when the men went off to fight, their wives would wear chastity belts so they couldn't sleep with other men.
Oh.
The only people that were capable of getting into chastity belts were locksmiths.
Ah.
Hence why a lot of people's surnames
Yeah,
were Smith.
sweetheart, Virgin
Because
Egypt.
quite a lot of locksmiths sleeping with soldiers.
Virgin
No
Egypt.
way.
Virgin Egypt lock picking. what? I'm going to try that chat line when clubs reopen. See how well that
I
works.
don't think it's going to go well.
Yeah, sweetheart,
And
Virgin
then
Egypt
they
lock
slap and
picking.
you're like, no, it's a real historical thing. Let me explain. Back in World War II. Slapped again.
Dragged out of 42s. No, it's a fact. Look at week 9 of A Few Scoops podcast. It's true.
Brilliant. That was a nice little. I was today as old. Is it just me that wonders? Whatever it was.
So I've got an update for one of the Disney topics we talked about last week.
Oh, okay.
So I said that Disney keep tabs on you when you are there. Thomas was like, "How do they do that?"
Yeah. Okay.
It's not tabs, it's actually post-it notes.
So I don't quite. This doesn't explain really how they do it, but it does go into detail. So this is someone that used to work at Disney, and this is what they said. When you stay at a resort, Disney opens a file for you. They know where you eat, what ride you've been on, and how many times you've complained to a manager or guest services. That's why I think it's hilarious when people online tell others online that they can get things for free if they complain. Sure, you might get something at first, but Big Brother Disney is keeping tabs on you. Whenever we have difficult guests, the first thing my manager does is pull up their file, and if you've been complaining and getting things free at every restaurant, ride and hotel you've been to, chances are your luck is about to run out. And it doesn't go away after you leave. It stays there till the next time you come back. Think of it as your Disney permanent record. Also, the Disney Secret Security. They look just like regular tourists, but their job is to walk around and watch for people doing things they're not supposed to be doing.
Wow.
I love the idea of someone...
That's a cool job.
It is.
Undercover theme parkers.
I love the image of someone being sat at a Disney restaurant or a shop, pulling out the line. Look, I've never had an issue when I've stayed here before.
Yeah.
But... Oh, have you not? Well, let me just crack my file open.
Let me take your name. What room number are you?
Just a red light and a siren on the screen. Burp, burp, burp.
That system, like I said last week, is like an international Disney system.
Wow.
So you can do it at any park, go to one abroad, and they know.
It's like when you watch a film,
crazy,
you've got the
isn't it?
bloody
Scary.
FBI interacting with Interpol. Like,
It's
it's just got international.
It's Mickey sat behind a screen going, she's a bitch.
Just one of those walls of screens just sliding around in his little
Literally.
wheelchair between all his keyboards.
From what I've heard, Disney's like can be proper weird to work at and proper like bad to work at as well sometimes.
Ultimately, you only have to look at how they operate as a business. They are ruthless.
Like you can't. So if you're in a costume, you cannot be seen. If you're in an area where anyone from the public can see you, you cannot remove that costume. Bear in mind, like Florida, they can have temperatures of like up to 91 degrees in some summers.
Fahrenheit.
If you're sick, you have to just throw up into the helmet. And if you ever see a character cover one eye and raise their hand, that is them telling their character sort of entourage person that they have a problem and they need removing from either the place
guide them
or,
out,
from
don't
or from the floats. It's pretty
I
cool.
knew someone that
What kind of problems would they have inside? Like the throwing up.
Throwing
or
up.
needs to go to the
I
toilet.
think heat. Well, you could probably get heat stroke. Think how like boiling those costumes would be in summer. You might just be deathly ill. From what I know, though, a lot of Disney employees are quite young, so they will like go out, get absolutely ransacked the night before, and then because they're in costume, no one has to see their face, so they will be hung over in their costume, and they can get away with it. Because from what I know, you do like half on, half off.
So it seems so unenthusiastic in photos. Like,
So like over 8 hours, you do like, you technically only work 4 hours, I believe, because you do 30 minutes in costume, 30 minutes off, 30 minutes in costume, 30
That's
minutes
a
off.
lot of change.
None,
I imagine they'll just sit
you
back
keep,
with the head
yeah, but you don't.
Take the
You're
head
not
off
in
and-
the park for
get it.
more than half an hour at a time, I think.
they are really, they're all about image as well. So I knew someone that worked at Disneyland Paris, and where she lived in Paris was a really rough area, and getting home from
Was dangerous.
from there to a house was really dangerous. So she used to keep a little tin of pepper spray in a handbag, and they confiscated it off her. She explained the reason why, and they still won't hand it back.
That's just
like
the French for you.
they didn't want the idea of someone in a Disney work outfit pepper spraying someone on the street.
Paris is actually really rough. Like, you've got the really nice area in the middle, and then literally as soon as you leave that area, it is just broken down.
But as
it's
soon as
so
you got off
poor.
Hollywood Boulevard, it's the same thing.
Same in Manchester.
Well,
Yeah,
but like,
show me the nice bit.
not to the same extent. From what I know, Paris, you can like walk past this beautiful restaurant out of the city centre, literally immediately into like slums, or the French equivalent of slums.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like, everyone's like, oh my God, Paris is so beautiful. And then people who are from Paris and France are like, Paris is horrible. Like, it's only nice because there's this really romanticised view of Paris. So, yeah.
The only thing they've got to knock off a Blackpool Tower.
I know.
Yeah.
Blackpool Tower was there first.
I reckon I could push it over.
Probably, yeah. Did you know a little bit of a, is it just me that wonders, the Eiffel Tower and Blackpool Tower being built so that they could lose a leg and still stand up?
What if they
They're
just
4 legs, aren't they? Yeah,
if they just go out drinking too much one weekend?
Get legless.
Legless. Yeah.
No, the engineers built them so that if for whatever reason one leg crumbled or deteriorated or got knocked over or whatever, it would remain up.
So what you're saying is G.I. Joe, that scene when those metal-eating things eat one of the
It's
legs,
a lie.
it's all false.
Yeah, G.I. Joe wasn't real.
What?
I know.
I've got an is it just me that wonders that I don't want to know the answer to this week. I just want to ask it, and then I want someone, whether it's someone behind the camera or someone watching the video at home, to give us the answer for next week.
I'm going to answer it.
Why
immediately.
is the Leaning Tower of Pisa leaning?
Don't say anything. Don't answer.
I genuinely don't know. I want to know the answer.
Potatoes are everything in the universe. Or
Bro,
not
it's
potatoes.
because it's the Italians, mate. They just can't build anything straight, can they? Do you want more drink, by the way?
Right.
No thanks.
You said that on purpose because you know you're going to cut the Italian bit out.
But I mean, just to fill up so it looks like.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Cool. Let me move this on to a topic that we couldn't fit in last week, but it's our Let's Hear It for the Girls.
Here come the girls.
Oh, no, here he goes.
Girls.
I'm not
Girls.
doing this again.
Let's get a super enthusiastic cheer from the ladies behind the camera. Wow.
I'm glad they think this is as much drivel as I think it is.
So we haven't had a shout out this episode, and I feel we will have to address that with a shout out to Holly Emma. I hope you are far more enthusiastic about
Shout out
this.
Holly Emma.
Thank you. I hope you're far
Shout
more
out Holly
enthusiastic
Emma.
about this topic than the woos that we just received. So, Holly Emma, you said, what is a women's alcoholic drink? And can women drink pints without a stereotype such as pint drinkers or geezer gals, one of the lads?
Geezer.
Now, I want to start here, and I think we may disagree on this.
I'm going to abstain because I don't drink, so personally I don't care.
We may disagree on this, but I absolutely love it when me and Katie go for a drink.
She's just necking pints.
Yeah, well, yeah. She loves real ales and Guinness, stouts, whatever, even more than I do. Like, and I don't know, 9 times out of 10, we both just drink pints. And I remember when we very first met, that was one of the things that I thought, that's a tick in the box. That I like that you drink beer.
You just find
like
it sexy that someone's as much of an alcoholic as you are.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was could have boiled that pint down a lot quicker.
No, but it's nice to enjoy the same drink together, and I don't know, I like it. I like that Katie drinks pints.
So, when I make this point, it's always very misinterpreted. I don't think there's like a woman's drink. Like, I don't think it's like, oh, you're a woman, you should be.
If you had to name a women's drink, what would it be? Oh, gin and tonic. I like a gin and tonic.
But what I'm not saying,
You got something you want to tell us?
Specific drink,
It's Pride Month, perfect time.
is that there is a specific drink for a man or a woman.
Yeah.
Like I don't like drinking lager, which is typically seen as a man's drink. I would prefer a cocktail over a lager.
Yeah.
The point I've always maintained, or this is just my opinion, is if, say, I was to go on a date with a girl, I just don't find it attractive.
I hope you wouldn't. Your girlfriend's
Well, not anymore. But years ago, I've had my moments.
Okay.
And not many, admittedly. And not what I've heard. Wow.
Wait, what, I missed that. Sorry, I was looking at when.
You were just on your phone. You
Sorry,
zoned out.
I was trying to find something so I could make a joke. What did I miss?
Ella Kay, you are right about men zoning out when they're on their phones.
It was important. It was contextual for a joke.
So if I went on a date with a girl, I wouldn't find it attractive if she was drinking out of a pint glass. Now, what I'm not saying is that a girl is not allowed to drink a pint of lager, but in the same way, I don't.
But
find
when she's in my presence,
but in the same way, like everyone has certain traits or just elements that someone wouldn't find attractive, which is why we don't find every person attractive. That is just one of mine.
Is it that you find it unattractive, or is it that you don't find it attractive because they are different things? Because you could see, would you see a woman drinking a pint and think, not keen on that, or would it just not phase you either way?
No, on a date, I would find it unattractive.
Is that
So
because you're not drinking a pint?
No, I don't know.
In
I
the
just
sense of
always-
like, you know, the stereotype, or I should be drinking a pint, and the fact that it's flipped.
No, I don't even think it's that. It's just.
You're just
But
so.
it's the same way. Like we don't find every person on the planet attractive.
No, everyone likes different things. About
There's
different
things
people.
that put you off certain people.
But every
and things
person
that
on the
make
planet
them
finds
unattractive.
me attractive.
Now, what I'm not saying is that I would fall out with a female friend because she's drinking a pint.
No.
Because I'm not asked. That's
And
totally fine. I
that'd be
just don't
so
find it
petty if you
attractive.
did. So you drink pints, I literally cannot talk to you anymore. Don't speak to me ever again.
So-
removing your
And it always gets
Snapchat, deleting your number.
misinterpreted because it comes across as sexist and me saying a girl shouldn't be
You
allowed
just
to drink a pint. I
personally
just don't find it attractive.
Okay, now that links me then to the second part of Holly's
can I
question.
just quickly point something out? This is going to blow your mind, but not everything a woman does is to be deemed attractive or unattractive.
And this is the
There
this
is
is the point I'm making.
A woman isn't going to order a pint and then go, but Dan might not find it attractive, so I can't drink a pint. This is like when...
Yeah, but so I'm not asking someone to change for me. What I'm saying is, in the same
I mean, you've
way,
got to change your clothes eventually. Like they start to smell.
Yeah, but you can get 4 days out of one pair of underwear.
For me. If you're getting to know someone and there are things that put you off them, then you would, you know, I'm not saying that 3 years into a relationship, I'm asking someone to stop
So
drinking out of pint
if
glasses.
you were swiping on Tinder and you saw I drink pints, you'd be
If someone
first
put in
picture.
a-
No,
First picture is her holding a
girl,
pint.
Yeah, at a
He
festival,
wouldn't
in
even
a
need
pub,
to
in a
think.
bar.
He wouldn't
holding a
even need
pint
to
glass.
think left swipe immediately.
Depends on the circumstances. At a festival is one thing because you don't want to have to keep going back and forth
Yeah, okay,
because
just in a
the
bar
bar
then.
is miles and miles
Just in a
away.
bar.
No, I'd probably swipe left.
Wow. Well, on to the second
That
part.
is
of,
so crazy.
on to the second part of Holly's question: can women drink pints without getting that stereotype of that's a geezer's drink?
Yeah, because I don't have that stereotype.
Yeah. I think.
But
But I
you
think
can't drink
but you
it
just
for
hate
anyone.
women
I
drinking
just don't
pints.
find it
I think
attractive.
between
You just
us-
hate women that drink pints.
No, I don't hate women that drink pints.
I just
I'm just
don't-
not attracted to them.
I'm just not attracted to women that drink pints. Women can drink pints. Women can drink as many pints as I just don't find it very attractive when women drink pints.
Well, I think we're edging on controversy here.
A woman could dye her hair blue. I'm not going to find blue hair attractive. But
What was that?
Why don't like?
I genuinely don't know. I don't have a reason. It's just like
If you scroll through my Facebook,
We need the audience to have a mic.
We do need the audience on the mic.
it's
do you-
just-
do you-
I genuinely don't have a reason. I despise Tom Jones, but I couldn't give you a reason as to
What-
why.
what
It's
would you
just
drink on a date? What would you drink on a date?
Either a spirit or a soft drink.
See that right? Now this sounds like I'm shading people, but I think it's proper. If someone can neck like 4 or 5 cokes or whatnot in a night at a meal or something, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I could go out for a meal for like 2 hours and I'd have 2 cokes and I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But when you see people get through like 4 or 5, I find that regardless if it's a woman or a man, I think it's really weird and unattractive.
Yeah, so
I
give
think it's
Joe
really
shit
weird.
about that, okay?
Yeah, but I'm not the
You've
one.
had your moment with me.
No. I've made it very clear that it's gender
that is
gender
just-
neutral.
that is just unhealthy.
Straight across the board, it's very unattractive when
Yeah,
people
but if
can
I
go
was
through 4 or 5
attracted to
cokes.
men, I
a
may
night.
feel the same way about that. I genuinely, it's nothing to do with.
I think.
Well, you're not attracted
I
to
think.
men.
No, and that's the point I'm making.
I
I'm
find
attracted to women.
I
and
think
don't,
every human is attractive.
No.
Have we uprooted a deep, deep complexity?
No,
Yeah,
because if
fair
Jess
enough.
went and ordered a pint, I won't fucking walk away.
What if Jess had only drank pints on the first date?
There probably wouldn't have been a second date.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
This is interesting.
This is crazy to me. As
I genuinely could not give you. I don't know. I can't give you a reason.
On our second date, we went to watch City. We both had a pint of Strongbow dark fruit.
yeah, but he was
They
focusing
don't
on the football.
serve anything other than pints.
Dark fruit, though, that's not the same as
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
And every time you told me, you said it doesn't matter if it's.
I so wish there was a microphone.
No, because if you ordered a pint of Coke, then I wouldn't be like, ugh.
This is. They're not going to need to look for a fucking house together because they'll be split up by the time we get home.
I swear, if I went on my first date with Tom and he was drinking a cocktail, I don't care. I'd be like, oh, can I try it? Like, it just.
You've already said he's camp though, so it doesn't really count for Tom.
I am very
I
camp.
think-
I am. But, you know, it
See,
works.
We
It
need
works
to find
for
a
me.
way of
See,
moving this
as
topic
someone
on.
that doesn't drink, like I don't personally care. Like it blows my mind that someone would like this. This is just so crazy to me that you'd be like, oh, sorry, she's drinking pints first date. Oh, I don't want to see her again because she's.
The first time I said, I was like,
This podcast has taken a tone of civil unrest. I'm going to have to ask all parties involved.
Me, I don't find it attractive when you do that. I probably wouldn't.
But
If you want to
but I-
order a
That
pint,
depends.
order a
That depends
pint.
what it
We'll
is.
turn out it in now, it's
Yeah.
not fine.
Right, let's try and let me try and get this back on topic of what I'm saying. Right, so I don't drink, right, but I couldn't understand seeing someone drink and thinking, regardless of what it is, and thinking, I don't find that very attractive. For example, Friday, I went out for some food, right?
What did you have?
They had Frankenbennies.
What did you have, Frankie Venice?
Full rack of ribs.
Nice.
They had sex on the beach, and then we went to Frankie
There's
Benny's.
no beach near Frankie Venice.
And
Soon swinging.
no, but like I couldn't imagine of being sat there thinking, God, they're drinking a sex on the beach. That's horrible. I couldn't like that. I cannot imagine not being attracted to someone because of what they drink.
But there'll be aspects about things that you find attractive or unattractive about an individual.
Yeah, I was going to say,
That are
but
like it could be about someone's hair color or the someone's accent. You know, something completely unrelated. That
so
you just find one more attractive than
in the
other.
same vein as the drinking the pints, I think smoking cigarettes. I find that very unattractive.
Very unattractive.
There you go.
Like for example.
So then, yeah. So
But
like,
what I'm not saying is that someone shouldn't be allowed to smoke cigarettes and someone else shouldn't be attracted to them. We're just naturally unattracted and attracted to certain aspects of people. Otherwise, we'd all be attracted.
but I
to
feel
everyone.
we have strayed away from the point that I think I would say that for the majority, unfortunately, there is a stereotype that men drink pints and women drink cocktail spirits
Yes,
wine.
just
you
to
know.
clarify to you, Holly,
Clarify.
I am not saying you
Just
are
to
not allowed
clarify.
to drink.
And we don't
pint.
agree with that
No,
stereotype.
I don't agree with the stereotype.
The
The point I'm trying to just make crystal clear, I don't think there is a stereotypical drink for a man or a woman. There you go.
The important thing to note here is that people do not drink pints or smoke cigarettes to look attractive to people. So therefore, it
No, you
doesn't
just
matter
do it because you want to do
if
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
So regardless of what people think about, oh, I don't find that attractive.
I don't drink.
It really
to,
doesn't
I
matter.
don't drink to make myself look attractive. I drink to make everybody else look more attractive.
Beautiful.
I want to close off the Let's Hear It for the Girls with a message from one of our female listeners. She's called Gemma, and she's messaged into
Ciao,
us
Gemma.
saying, in
yes.
response to Tom's revelation
Oh, no.
around him standing up to
Gemma, why did you
wipe
send a
his ass.
message?
And she said, my toddler wipes her bum, stood up if that helps, so Tom is not alone. So what we've clarified is Tom is on the same level as a toddler.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gemma.
Yeah.
We can retire now. Podcast done. See you later.
Okay, so
Thank you so much, Gemma. Well, I think on that bombshell, we will call it there, especially as that was the last order's bell. So, find us on all of your social medias.
all of them. We're even on Deezer. That's the point we've sunk
Ebo's
to.
making a
Crowd
comeback.
pleaser,
Yeah. We're on
Leaning Tower of Pisa,
what's the other one?
French
MySpace.
Freezer, Ebenezer, Bacardi Breezer. No, seriously.
Tom's
We
broken.
not only do we upload these podcasts to your Spotify's and your Google Drives and your Apple Music and your TuneIn radios and all of that. You can watch us as well on TikToks, Instagram, and YouTube. You know, people, as we've said before, people. Not everyone likes podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
So feel free to sit down of an evening with your
All my mates
with your
got-
tray table and your turkey dinosaurs and peas, and please watch us on YouTube.
All my mates like, podcasts aren't my thing. Well, great thing it's also a vodcast. It's literally in a video format, easily
you.
digestible.
And don't worry, Joe's friends. We don't cut to close-ups of him that often.
Not that often. And
if you just want short bursts, like little 1-minute clips to make you laugh, jump on our TikTok.
TikTok and Instagram.
Don't jump on it.
Yeah, don't jump.
Go to the page.
Break it.
Go to the page, view it.
Yeah.
Give Joe
just
a load of
view it.
abuse. We don't see enough of that.
And more, and kind of emphasizing more than anything is thank you.
Certainly.
I don't
thank
think we would be 9 episodes deep if it wasn't for all the views and the comments and, well, yes, very much the alcohol. But the support. We've had a lot of support from people.
Yeah, we have.
I think it's keeping us going. Not that we're struggling, but yeah, it's very much appreciated. So thank you, and thank you for everyone's help that's involved.
Thank you. And good night.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.